Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Mattel review, and today we're taking a look at the Dino Escape Roar Attack Kentrosaurus. Now I got this figure off of Amazon and it cost us $7 on like a discount, and I've been waiting a long time to get this figure and I finally got it. But anyways, this is a specific, now here's the thing, this figure is based off of a specific character in season 4 of Camp Cretaceous. His name is Pierce. Now this might spoil some people that probably hasn't seen season 4, but I'm pretty sure that some of you have probably seen season 4 already. But yeah, this Kentrosaurus's name is Pierce, and yeah, it's part of Dino Escape. And if you guys don't know what the Kentrosaurus was, it was a dinosaur, and it was a stegosaurid dinosaur. It was around 15 feet long at an adult size. It lived in the Jurassic period from 145 million to 162 or 63 million years ago during the Triassic period. And anyway, let's just take a look at the box. It looks really cool. It says Dino Escape. There's Darius down there. There's Toro up here, Toro the Carnotaurus. It's part of the Roar Attack line. There's the Kentrosaurus down there. There's his face. His head is small. Then it says Camp Cretaceous on the side. And it says the details on the back where it says the action feature. And there's where it says Camp Cretaceous. And these are a couple of other dinosaurs in its wave. There's the Ceratosaurus and the Allosaurus. Now, if you guys don't know, there are 2 Ceratosauruses and 2 Allosauruses in the Roar Attack line, but one of them is green of the Ceratosaurus, and the other Allosaurus is brown. I can't see. It's like brown. Yeah, it's brown and blue. But the first Allosaurus that came out in this line, the first Allosaurus that came out in this wave, it was like green and white and red. It had a little bit of red color on the neck. And then the first Ceratosaurus that came out was red. Yeah, it was red, white, and it had blue stripes on it, so which is pretty cool. Then it says the Mattel logo, Dino Escape logo. I'm just gonna call him Pierce since that's his name. There's Pierce, there's the action feature. And then you look on the side, there's a Camp Cretaceous with Ben and Sammy, and then there's the Dino Escape. And then here's Pierce. And he has some brown spots on it, but he looks really cool. And then it's inside. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this figure. Okay, the figure is finally out of the box. It took me a little bit of while to take the box out. Thought it would take a little bit quicker than I thought, but it was like this weird thing that keeps these spikes in. Anyway, here's how the spikes go. They go in like this. Let me snap it in real quick. There we go. They go like that. And they go in like this. Okay, great. Here is the Roar Attack Kentrosaurus. Now tell me by the way this figure looks. I gotta say, this is a pretty good looking figure. What they could have done is made the spikes white or some type of bright color, not brown. It doesn't make sense. I mean, the plates, yes, those are supposed to be brown. Those are plates. But the spikes, no, that does not make sense. I don't know why they did that. But it doesn't look too bad. It kind of blends in with the overall color. Now the main color all over this body is like a light brown, like a cocoa brown or something like that. Not a dark one, just a light one. But the plate in the top of the body is covered in a dark brown, which it looks nice. Then you got the plates in the front. Then you have, this is the scan code underneath. Oh yeah, and also this is how the action feature works. Now, the Roar Attack, it features a button that does not look too well on these figures. It's like a slider button, but here's the slider button at the top, and then it makes 3 sound effects. Let's listen for them. There's sound 1, and then here's sound 3. Now, the whole thing is that it's supposed to like move widely. When it gets to sound 3, it does this. I don't understand why they couldn't just, if they wanted something to like move like that, they could have just did that with the tail. Like it's common sense. Like, why do they have? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. They have it like, they have the front part of the body do that, but not the tail. Like, does that make sense to you? I don't know, but it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, there's all the spikes. Now, if you look at his eyes, it's yellow. The pupil is brown. That's because there's no paint with that pupil. His beak isn't colored. He has a smiley face. That's a cute little face. Small face, too. Now, there he is. Okay, there's all his sound effects. He has arm articulation. He can move his arms in and out like that. Also with the other arm. And then he has the spikes on his shoulders, or right on the side of his shoulders. Let's see. Now there's the speakers at the bottom, and then yes, here is the scan code for this figure. If you want to find out about this figure, there it is. I gotta say, this is a nice figure. They could have done, now the brown color that they did, I don't understand why they didn't. Like, here's the thing, Mattel has this thing where if they put like a design color on the top of the main color of the body, it will not go past onto the tail. They do this all the time, and no one has a clue why they do this. I have no idea why. They only put it on these portions of the body. They didn't put it on the tail, like the dark brown at the top. They did not put that on the tail. They just left the tail blank with color. I mean, they did a good job putting it on there, but they could have put a little bit more on the tail. It would have looked better. Oh yeah, and also on the legs. They could have put on the legs too, but it doesn't look that bad. It looks fine. Oh, there's a little something right there. It doesn't really look that bad. So yeah, there's a Kentrosaurus. He just whacked like that. And also his tail is, and also his head is articulated. You can rotate that 360. You can do that. His tail can do the same thing. You can rotate that upside down, 360. Now, the Roar Attack line is actually pretty well. However, it's just a button. The button just looks hideous with the toy, and I hear some people. I watch reviews of other people doing a review on this figure, and they complain about the same thing, the slider button. No other figure in any other lineup or wave has that type of button, except for Roar Attack and Dino Escape. All of the other main line assortments, they don't have this type of button. This is the only one to have this. This is the only lineup to have this. The slider button. mean, I feel like the look. Oh yeah, and also there are some dinosaur figures, some other ones in the War Attack line that has the slider button on the side of their body, like they would like the War Attack Oranosaurus. That figure has the slider button on the side, and it just looks disgusting. Like, it does not look good at all. It just looks hideous. It looks distracting. It takes away the vibe. What, in my opinion, it takes away a little bit of the vibe of the figure, and I think it just ruins it. And I think Mattel shouldn't be doing that at all. It just looks bad, and I just don't like. I mean, I'm pretty sure none of us likes it. So you can put in this pose. That. Oh yeah, and also the toes on his feet are not painted. His beak isn't painted. The underside of this front part of his body is like a dark brown, which is nice. I like how they did that. But what is weird to me is that it is a little bit light brown over here, but it's like a darker brown on this side of the body, which is a little bit strange. They could have just, if they were going to do that, they could have just done that to the whole entire body. It wouldn't look that bad. But anyways, doesn't look too bad. I gotta say, I like this figure so far. It looks nice. The paint apps is unique. The overall color is nice. I really like how they didn't just put, but here's the thing. They didn't just put Pierce in this lineup. They also put Bumpy, War Attack Bumpy. And also, Bumpy, that War Attack figure, that's like the first figure to come out in War Attack. I think it is. The first figures that I found out in the War Attack line were Ceratosaurus and Bumpy. Those were like the first figures that I think that came out. I think those were the first figures that came out in War Attack. And those figures came out like last year in 2021. The line started off in early 2021. At that time, I didn't really collect any of them. I was collecting Primal Attack. Well, the first Primal Attack figure that I got was a Allosaurus. That was like a year ago. I will be planning on getting more Primal Attack figures though, because they are really cool. And also more Dino-scape figures. They are in Dino-scape. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.